What's up? Welcome back into another video here on the FanTC YouTube page. Coming at you at day 20 of our 45 days of mock drafts. So more than or close to halfway done with the series. This one will be coming out on Friday, August 4th. So it should be coming out sometime in the morning. This has been a huge week for FanTC. We have some news updates episode that came out. We have our running back disagreements episode that came out, our tight ends disagreement, our wide receiver disagreements coming out the same day as this mock draft. So if you are finding your way to this video somehow, make sure to check out the other videos and the podcast in the description below. But let's jump into this. We'll get the mock draft going. I kind of shortened up the rosters a little bit here to make it a little bit quicker just because I am going out of town again this weekend. So I just wanted to have a couple banked. We got quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, tight end, 1 flex, and only 3 bench spots. So basically, we're just going to eliminate the last 2 rounds of the draft and save ourselves a little bit of time when it comes to those lower level guys anyway. But let's randomize it. Let's see where we get. Let's jump on into this. We get number 8. See if number 8 is always interesting for me because there's a top 7 guys I'm generally happy with, and the AI always ends up picking someone outside that top 7. Tyreek? See, there we go. I'm perfectly fine taking Tyreek Hill in the 8th over. I would personally take him over Stephon Diggs. And I think I have maybe RB3 or 4, but one of my favorite running backs to draft just based on value is going to make it back around to me. We're going to see Bijan, Lamb, Barkley, Brown. Pretty standard there. I'm completely skipping Jonathan Taylor. Give me Nick Chubb, man. Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb to start. I have 2 players I feel like can finish easily inside the top 3 and can compete to be the number 1 at their position. So that's a great way to start this draft. Let's see who ends up falling back around. We got the 3 quarterbacks off the board, which is really no surprise. Mark Andrews is still out there, which I think would be considered a surprise, being able to get him almost back at the 3-4 turn. Tony Pollard's there too, though, man. That is tough because I would love a Nick Chubb, Tony Pollard backfield. For wide receiver wise, you still like Devontae Smith's out there. We're going to go Pollard. I like Mark Andrews, but I'm okay waiting on another tight end. If you go Andrews in that situation, I totally get it. All right, and so DK's still available for us. I was really hoping DK would go and we'd have Devontae here in the 4th. But I'm going to stay true to my rankings. I want Lamar Jackson and where I think I can find him as a value. The beginning of the 4th I don't love as much. I still like ETN. He would be the running back in consideration. And then Calvin Ridley is my wide receiver in consideration. I have been buying into the Calvin Ridley hype for sure. Let's go ahead. Let's just grab our quarterback. Let's get it out of the way. We're going to go Lamar in the early 4th and see how our team looks with Lamar there. So Lamar, Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley. So Calvin Ridley's off mid 4th. I like to just note that where I want to be drafting. See, for me, I personally feel like this is where I lost a little bit. I would much rather have gone Calvin Ridley, Justin Herbert, as opposed to now having to go Lamar Jackson. Both the guys I truly want are a little bit further in ADP, so I'm just going to play the ADP game and take the first one that I'd want in Miles Sanders. And then Christian Watson falls back around to me. So that's where I think of getting Herbert near the 5-6 turn like Team 9 did. I like a lot. I like that value a lot more than getting Lamar at the early stages of the 4th. Look at this little nasty team. Team 4 is building. Garrett Wilson, Debo Samuel, Calvin Ridley, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, J.K. Dobbins. Whew. What a stacked lineup already. And then they had Trevor Lawrence to pair with Calvin Ridley. I love that. Is Darren Waller the number 1 guy? Team 10's probably taking Darren Waller on that turn, and I don't hate it for him. But for me, let me look at the running backs. I still don't know how I feel about Kamara. He's been a guy I have not drafted at all, pretty much. James Conner, I do like just because I think he's going to have a lot of opportunity. But then he's kind of starting to get to a bench role, which isn't bad. It's good to have good backup running backs. Receiving wise, Pittman, Ayuk, Brown. We're kind of in that tier now. Yeah, I think James Conner is in a clear tier of his own when I look at those two positions. Darren Waller was the other guy that I was considering. But with it being a shorter draft, there's not gonna I'm not gonna have to worry about getting into that like extra layer of tight ends where people are drafting two of them. I don't think so. Evan Ingram, Pat Fryermuth, David Njoku. I think I still have my choice of which one I want at the next turn. So I think I played that pretty well. I'm going to grab a guy that I actually do like quite a bit this year, Hollywood Brown. Just we saw him as a one last year. Even if it's not with Kyler, I think he's going to get opportunity that you just cannot afford to miss this late in drafts. I also wouldn't have mind drafting Javante for the upside, but since I already had four running backs, I wanted to go ahead and grab some extra wide receiver depth. Um, I'm only gonna have two more picks. And I actually like those guys down there. We're gonna go Evan Ingram. I think Evan Ingram in that offense. If I don't have Calvin Ridley, I want to get the second piece, which I think is Evan Ingram. And wow, a run of wide receivers flies off the board. We'll grab our rookie breakout with Quentin Johnston and to wrap up this kind of shorter draft here, which I think I'm be pretty happy with this team. Team four kind of punted on tight end and ends up with Fryermuth. I think they're probably happy with that. They built a stacked lineup. But let's take a look. We had, again, Lamar Jackson as our starting quarterback. He is kind of the guy I think in that 4 through 8 range, the Burrow, Jackson, Fields, Herbert range that can really be the QB1. Um, Running backs, Nick Chubb, Tony Pollard, Miles Sanders, James Conner, definitely another strong suit of my team. Luckily it's two running backs and one flex, so I'd be able to have Connors as basically a backup. That's a really good backup at the running back position. Tyreek Hill, Christian Watson, Marquise Brown, and Quentin Johnston at the wide receiving. Oh my God, as my wide receivers, and then Evan Ingram as my tight end. Um, if I go Waller there, I don't think Connor makes it back around, and then I'm stuck with one of these tight wide receivers as opposed to a guy who I think's a one. So I think I played that correctly through that draft. Let me know what you think of that team. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty quick one. We're going to have Saturday and Sunday. Both of those will be on the quicker side as well as they are going to be recorded probably same day as this. So if there's any big news that comes out over the weekend, I'll react to it on social, but it will not be a part of the mock drafts. Again, just banking these up, making sure they're ready to roll for this weekend. Peace out, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you later.